This is Duke University.
This is also the closest I want to get to attempting to define transcendentalism, because I think some of the magic of transcendentalism is that it can't fully be explained or defined. Transcendentalism is an experience, a feeling that manifests itself differently in every person that truly endeavors to open their eyes. So what follows is part of my experience and evocation of Transcendental Concord, which I'll narrate with text written by the Alcotts, Emerson, Hawthorne, and Thoreau. It's about a 10-minute sequence, and then I'll be happy to answer any questions you have after that. So Catherine, if you could dim the lights at this point. Oh, thank you. And I'm just going to scoot just a little bit out of the way. Okay. So join me now in entering Concord. Our age is retrospective. It builds the sepulchres of the fathers. It writes biographies, histories, and criticism. The foregoing generations beheld God and nature face to face. We behold it through their eyes. Why should not we also enjoy an original relation to the universe? Why should not we have a poetry and philosophy of insight and a religion by revelation? The sun shines today also. There are new lands, new thoughts. Let us demand our own works and laws and worship. Undoubtedly, we have no questions to ask which are unanswerable. We must trust the perfection of the creation so far as to believe that whatever curiosity the order of things has awakened in our minds, the order of things can satisfy. Let us interrogate the great apparition that shines so peacefully around us. Let us inquire, to what end is nature? All science has one aim, namely to find a theory of nature. We have theories of races and of functions, but scarcely yet a remote approach to an idea of creation. We are now so far from the road to truth that religious teachers dispute and hate each other, and speculative men are esteemed, though unsound and frivolous. But to a sound judgment, the most abstract truth is the most practical. Standing on the snow-covered plain, as if in a pasture amid the hills, I cut my way first through a foot of snow and then a foot of ice and open a window under my feet, where, kneeling to drink, I look down into the quiet parlor of the fishes, pervaded by a softened light as through a window of ground glass. Heaven is under our feet, as well as over our heads. To him, whose elastic and vigorous thought keep pace with the sun, the day is a perpetual morning. It matters not what the clocks say or the attitudes and labors of men. We must learn to reawaken and keep ourselves awake, not by mechanical aids, but by an infinite expectation of the dawn. I know of no more encouraging fact than the unquestionable ability of man to elevate his life by a conscious endeavor. It is something to be able to paint a particular picture or to carve a statue, and so to make a few objects beautiful, but it's far more glorious to carve and paint the very atmosphere and medium through which we look. To affect the quality of the day, that is the highest of arts. Every man is tasked to make his life, even in its details, worthy of the contemplation of his most elevated and critical hour. Direct your eye right inward, and you'll find 1,000 regions in your mind yet undiscovered. Travel them and be expert in home cosmography. I perceive that we inhabitants of New England live this mean life that we do because our vision does not penetrate the surface of things. There is a pervading blessing diffused over all the world. It opens the gates of heaven and gives us glimpses far inward. We are only enabled to apprehend what is sublime and noble only by the perpetual instilling and drenching of the reality that surrounds us. Be it life or death, we crave only reality. If we are really dying, let us hear the rattle in our throats and feel cold in the extremities. If we are alive, let us go about our business. Let us spend one day as deliberately as nature and not be thrown off the track by every nutshell and mosquito's wing that falls on the rails. Let us rise early and fast, or break fast, gently. Let company come and let company go. Let the bells ring and the children's cry. Determined to make a day of it. My purpose in going to Walden Pond was not to live cheaply, nor to live dearly there, but to transact some private business with the fewest obstacles. I went to the woods because I wished to live deliberately, to front only the essential facts of life, and see if I could not learn what it had to teach, and not when I came to die, discovered that I had not lived. I did not wish to live what was not life. Living is so dear. I wanted to live deep and suck out all the marrow of life, to live so sturdily and Spartan-like as to put to rout all that was not life, to cut a broad swath and shave close, to drive life into a corner and reduce it to its lowest terms, and, if proved to be mean, why then to get the whole and genuine meanness of it and publish its meanness to the world. Or, if it were sublime, to know it by experience and be able to give a true account of it. Thank you.